I swear on my mother's grave, I saw it with my own eyes. If you don't believe me, that's your own problem. But don't ever eat from that woman's stall at the market. Ever. I was just a boy when it happened. Maybe 13, maybe 14. I don't remember exactly. What I do remember is how cold the night was, even though it was supposed to be dry season. I remember how the wind howled like something angry. And I remember the smell, rotting meat, like something dead had been lying under the ground for too long. Her name was Mometono. Everyone knew her. She sold the best food in the market. Sweet-smelling goat stew, thick bean porridge, crispy fried fish, things that made your mouth water. People always lined up at her store, even when other sellers had the same food for half the price. Mometono was not a nice woman. She never smiled, never joked. Her eyes were too sharp, like she was always watching something far away. If you tried to bargain with her, she would just stare at you until you got uncomfortable and paid whatever she asked. But the food, nobody could resist it. One evening, my uncle, Baba Juma, sent me to buy food from the market. It was late, almost dark, and most sellers had packed up. Only a few fires were still burning. Mometono's stall was one of them. I stood at a distance, watching. She was alone, stirring a big black pot. I should have just called out to her. I should have just paid and left. But something wasn't right. The smell was different. Not the nice spicy smell I was used to. It was sour. Like something spoiled. Then, I saw her do something I would never forget. She bent down, reached under the store, and pulled something up. A bundle wrapped in dirty cloth. She looked around, checking if anyone was watching. I held my breath and crouched lower behind a wooden crate. She unwrapped the cloth. It was a hand. A human hand. My body locked up. My stomach turned. I wanted to run, but my legs wouldn't move. She gripped the hand tightly, muttering something under her breath. Then, slowly, she dropped it into the pot. The thick stew bubbled and swallowed it whole. I nearly screamed. I turned and ran. I didn't care if she heard me. I ran through the dark market, past the empty stalls, past the old mango tree near the well, straight to my uncle's house. I burst inside, gasping. Mometono, her food, she's cooking people. My uncle slapped me so hard my ears rang. Don't say such things. I tried to explain, but he wouldn't hear it. You want to bring trouble to this family, he hissed. Do you know who that woman is? Do you know what will happen if she hears you saying that? I didn't sleep that night. I could still see the hand, the pale fingers curling as it sank into the pot. The next day, the market was full as usual. Mometono's stall was crowded, people laughing and licking their fingers. I stood far away, stomach churning. Nobody knew. Nobody would believe me. For weeks, I kept quiet. But then, one day, Baba Juma came home with a strange look on his face. He sat heavily on the stool, his hands shaking. Mometono is gone, he said. Gone. I whispered. They found her stall empty this morning. The food was still there, the fire still burning, but she was gone. Just disappeared. I swallowed hard. And the pot? He looked at me sharply. What pot? The one she was cooking. He hesitated. Then, in a low voice, he said, they found bones in it. Small bones. Human bones. My blood went cold. Who did she cook? I whispered. Baba Juma just shook his head. Nobody knows. From that day, nobody spoke about Mometono. Her store was abandoned, left to rot in the sun. Nobody dared take her place. People pretended she never existed. But I know what I saw. I know what she was doing. And sometimes, when I pass by that old stall at night, I swear I can still smell it, the thick, sour smell of something rotting. And I pray that wherever Mometono went, she never comes back.